All right, y'all. All right. So I want to tell you about a discovery that I've been pondering about and really processing and learning about, and I'm going to continue to learn about. But I think this is a really important message. So I really want you to pay attention. I really want you to pay attention. Like, pay attention to what I'm about to tell you and get out of your mind. Because what I'm about to tell you, for many people, not going to make sense because they don't understand it. And people are just so arrogant sometimes, honestly. We think we know everything. And so we dismiss things that we can't understand. Can you imagine that you'll never learn anything if you have that attitude? So listen to what I'm about to say. People ask me, what is it that I do? And I can say a lot of things, right? I can say a lot of things. But what makes me good at what I do and makes other people really great at what I do, helping people release emotions and negative thought patterns, is something that cannot be taught. It has to be embodied. It has to be a lifestyle. I could not do what I do without the lifestyle and the love, which go hand in hand. So, to put it this way, I believe that I am able to help people heal because of my ability to hold space. You've heard that many times, but let me tell you what I'm realizing, what it really is. I am a container. I have made myself, and I continue to make myself every day by the practices that I do, by the habits, by the healing that I do on myself. I continue to maintain myself as a container. What does that mean? Energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be transferred. That is what healing is about. It is a loss of energy. A recycling of energy. A transferring of energy. That's why when the woman with the flow of blood touched Jesus, he said, and she got healed immediately, he said, I felt power leave me. That is what I do. My energy, power, I sacrifice for another human being so they can be healed, in a sense. Right? Are you following? I sacrifice myself, my loss of energy, and I take on the emotional energy of another human being. When I hold space, I create a vibrational space by means of my energy, my being is open to receive another human being's pain. That is healing. The pain just doesn't fly out, just doesn't disappear. It has to go somewhere else. And it's going into your practitioner. That's why we as practitioners feel heavy with the emotions of other people. We open our bodies. We literally open our bodies and our spirit, our inner being, to receive the pain of another human being. Not everyone is able to do that. The prep work that's involved in doing that is insane. I can only take a couple of clients per month at this point. This is why people say, I was working with somebody, business marketing the other day, business marketing manager the other day, and they were like, listen, why don't you take more clients? I'm like, I can't take more clients. Why? Because every client that I take takes from my energy. So if I have 3 clients and only so much energy, guess what? When I take on the 3rd or 4th client, the first 2 that I'm working with, they lose. They literally lose because I don't have enough energy for them. I literally dilute. That's why when you work with people that are low cost, you have to understand you're not getting the better. You're getting the sucky end of the deal. Because when they work with a lot of people, in which they have to do if they're charging you low, you're getting less of their energy. You're getting a diluted version of their energy. Not only that, the quality of their energy is low because they don't have time to do the processes that make themselves built up. They're not doing the grounding. They're not getting the massages. They're not doing the healing work themselves. They're not doing the recreation. They're not spending time with their loved ones. You can't. It's 11:35. I'm just starting my work day now. I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning, 5:55 in the morning. I did my frequency work. I did my meditation. I made myself an organic breakfast. I sat at the coffee shop for an hour just chilling, talking to people. I did my grounding. I hugged my trees. I gave myself time looking in the sun. And more. And more. You gotta understand that this type of work takes so much prep. It's a lifestyle. Us as practitioners, we're literally taking your pain, absorbing it, right? So we have to empty ourselves out in order to take your pain. We have to empty ourselves out and recharge. Then we take your pain. We're a vessel, we're a container, we're a space from your pain. And then we have to move it out. We have to put it in the ground. We have to pray it out. We have to do somatic work. We have to do breath work. We have to it's like the water cycle. The water comes from the clouds. The moisture comes from the clouds. It comes down as rain. It goes into the earth and it gets recycled back up. Us as practitioners, we are part of that water cycle. We're really mimicking that water cycle with your emotional pain. So practitioners have to become a vessel. We have to give you energy. We have to give you the space. We sacrifice our body. You have to understand this. You have to understand this in order to be an empathetic person yourself. I'm a practitioner. This is what I do for work. But this stretches out into every human being. You have to be a practitioner. Maybe you don't charge. Maybe this is not your business. But if you want to be an empathy practitioner, you have to understand how empathy and energy works. You have to understand. Does anyone have any questions about this? This is all quantum physical science. This is science, what I'm speaking. Y'all think a lot of people think this is crazy voodoo talk. It's energy. God is dynamic energy. All right? And we got a request to come in. I would love to. Would love to. We got a request. Okay. I guess, there we go. Let's hear it.
Okay, my question is, as in the process of emptying yourself out so that you can become a more empathetic person, how do I deal with a long-term friendship, the circle of friends that you're with who don't understand, and in fact you pick up more of or realize their negative energy because you're trying to do the very thing that would benefit them? If that makes sense.
Thank you. Yeah. So I want to talk about acceptance of what is. Acceptance of what is. Every single thing is happening for you, even if it's painful. In your life, people are going to drop out of your life because they're not for this season. And that's it. Point period. We fight that because we're so scared of change. We're so scared of change. It's fear.
Do we confuse it with empathy?
You can empathize. You can empathize, but you have to listen to your intuition as to what is this relationship really at this season of life? I empathize with homeless people on the street. Is there anything wrong with that? No. Do they have to be my friends? Do I have to call them? No. I empathize when I see videos of babies starving in Malaysia or wherever. Does that mean that I'm going to call them, to hang out with them, to hold on to them for dear life? No. Understand, be intentional and clear about what your intentions are. What is your energy doing at this season in your life? What happens is we tend to look at life with a view of time that is not realistic. We view time as finite, which in reality it is not. Time is not finite. So we treat relationships as if there is a timeline. There is no timeline. Everything is seasons. You were created with life eternal in your body. Life is eternal. It was designed for eternity. And so we treat relationships with our concept of time in mind. Start viewing everything in your life as seasonal. Tap into your intuition, connect with your body, and it will tell you how to treat your relationships. Don't be scared when people fall off. It's okay. It's for them and it's for you. It's for them and it's for you. Many people are, in the process of a divorce or just getting divorced or something like that. What does the Bible say? Maybe you're called to peace. What does that mean? That it's for peace is for you right now. That's the season. It's a season of peace for you. It's okay. You have to meet people where they are. You have to meet yourself where you are. You have to meet people where they are. And here's the thing. I can say that till the cows come home. But the truth is, you can't do it. You can't action this task that I'm speaking of right now. People can't action this because they don't love themselves enough. They haven't validated themselves enough to allow people to leave their lives. They don't have the faith that what they need will always be there. So you hold on to these relationships because you're so scared there's going to be a hole in your life. There's never a hole in your life. It's only perceived. It's only perceived. You will see a hole if you're looking for one. You will always find what you're looking for. You will always find what you're looking for. You need to validate yourself internally. Externally, you will look for nothing.
That's friends. That's you're describing what I'm feeling because I've had to let go of a girlfriend relationship that just made me feel sick to my stomach.
Yes.
But my gut was telling me that I was doing the right thing, that this negative, wherever she's at, I'm not there.
Yeah.
And I have to do right by me.
That's it.
Because I've shoved myself in the ground. I've just put myself last for so long. What you're describing is the feeling that I have in my gut, like, oh, I know it's the right thing to do, but I don't want to like it, but I'm afraid of the hole.
And you can still love her. And you can still love her. Love her. Just love her. Love her where she is. Love her where she is and love yourself where you are. You cannot love her or anybody else if you don't love yourself. You have to. You have to. It's loving yourself is a skill. It takes work, it takes dedication, it takes education, it takes practice, it takes years. You have to trust. You gotta trust the process. And even if you don't trust it, you gotta do it anyway.
Do it anyway. Because God
do it anyway.
Said, love others like you love yourself. How can I even love anybody else?
You can't.
If I don't do that for me. You can't.
You cannot.
That's the lie. The lie is loving yourself and putting so much, emphasis on yourself as selfish, and it's like
that's a lie.
It's a lie because it's the other way around. It's completely the other way around, and it makes you sick, and it makes you want to throw up, and it's like, oh.
Love can never be, in no form can love ever be selfish. People say, oh, it's selfish to love yourself. How in the world? How can the word love be associated with anything selfish if God is love? People's idea of what love is so sick and twisted. Love can never be negative. Love can never, ever, ever be negative. Never. It's impossible. People's ideas of love, the way they define love, is incorrect. Love can never, ever, ever be negative. Never. In what way can love be? In what way can love be negative? I would just love to know. I would love for someone to tell me. If God is love, tell me how love can be negative.
You confuse it with behavior. Like, love is not.
Tell me.
Behavior can be negative.
Yeah.
A person's perception.
A negative behavior is never loving. A negative behavior can never be loving.
And a person's perception isn't reality. In a situation where we're going in two different directions, they might perceive that I'm the one that's weird, voodoo, selfish, love yourself, whatever. But I'm seeing the effects of maintaining a negative view, maintaining all that negative energy, not refilling your cup, and that's what puts me off. It's like I don't need that, and I feel for them. I really do feel for them. This is a good one.
People say, oh, you love yourself too much. There's no such thing as loving yourself too much. How could it be?
I hear that a lot.
How can you love yourself too much? I want to love myself more. Like, that's what I'm endeavoring to do every single day. And as I love myself more, I'm able to love other people more. Oh, you love yourself too much. How? Tell me what that means. How is it? If God is love, how do I love myself too much? Too much. Is there a limit on God?
No.
Is there a numerical unit that I have to stop loving myself? Like, what is that numerical unit? Like, tell me. People don't even know what love is. They just don't know. It's energy. Mm-hmm. It's a manifestation of God in energy.
I appreciate you talking about things like this that others are scared to talk about or feel awkward to talk about, because it's in talking fine. About it. You know?
Yeah. I mean, people, and if look, and I want to say something. If this doesn't resonate with anybody, it's okay. It's okay. It wouldn't have resonated with me 15 years ago either. So you are where you are. In your level of understanding, in whatever, God is revealing to you at this moment in time, whatever set of wisdom, whatever wisdom that he's revealing to you, I pray for wisdom every single day. So whatever, he knows what wisdom I need for my next level in life, my lesson. And what I'm getting doesn't need to be the same as what you're getting. It's okay. That's okay. He's not dealing with us all the same. He's giving what I need, right? To fulfill my mission, my impact, the intentions that I have set in my life to help people the way that I help them. So he's giving me what I need for my mission according to my design, to my individual purpose. And it's okay if you're not getting the same. He didn't give everyone Solomon's wisdom. David, his father, didn't have Solomon's wisdom. Did Jehovah love Solomon more than David? There's no indication that that's the case.
But that's how the world views it. The world has a different definition of love. When you love yourself, you love yourself too much. When you love there's no, like, I got 2 kids. You can't love one more than the other, right? But there's different levels, there's different depths of love that you can show for a person. And when it's not reciprocated, you can still love them without expecting the same thing back. I just gotta learn to let go when it's not reciprocated.
It doesn't have to be reciprocated. Don't make it transactional. You don't have to remove your love. Listen to what you just said. You said I have to stop loving because it's not reciprocated. That's not love. That's transactional. You don't have to remove love ever. I don't ever remove my love. Never. Why does it have to be reciprocated? I don't need it reciprocated. It doesn't have to be reciprocated. The way you behave with someone can change. That doesn't mean that your love should be retracted. You never want to retract love.
I mean, like, the fact that they don't love me back as much as I love them.
How do you know?
Okay.
How do you know?
Behavioral actions based upon their behavior.
Well, so then in that case, when Peter threw Jesus under the bus, did he say, "You don't love me"? This is something very important. We judge people by what they do because we don't really know who they are. It's who people are, not what they do. But the truth is, we don't know. So we make assumptions based on behaviors.
That's very true.
Jesus did not get rid of Peter. He actually gave him a huge, significant role, even though he threw him under the bus. And Jesus even knew that was coming. You don't retract love. You never retract love. Never retract love. You may adjust your communications. You may adjust your time, but you never adjust love. With the measure you are measuring out, the measure you're measuring out will be measured out to you. You retract it when you stop measuring out love, when you reduce the love you measure out, the love that you receive will be lessened.
I was thinking of it exactly, and by behavior.
There's nothing wrong with boundaries. These aren't love boundaries.
Jen, you used the trigger word boundaries, something I'm working on. Yeah.
Don't bind up your heart. Only open. Make your heart more open, more vulnerable. Love should never, ever, 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 ever be restricted. Ever. Even if you got an ex-husband that was acting crazy. Even if you got a kid that was acting crazy. Even if you got a friend that was acting crazy, love. More love. Always more love. Always more love. Always more love. It takes work. It takes work. A lot of work. But always, always, always more love. When you hear love never fails, what does that mean? It's not a lie. It's very straightforward. Love never, ever fails.
So it's not mixing up. I don't love the person less. I wouldn't retract my love, but I have to set certain boundaries because.
Sure. Energetically, you have to.
Right.
Energetically, you have to, because you're a lithium battery, and you have to see how much charge is taken out of you when it comes to your relationships, when it comes to this phone call, when it comes to seeing this person. You got to measure how much charge. But I will tell you, the more love that you build for yourself, and the greater your relationship is with God, that charge increases.
Yeah.
So if you find yourself very exhausted all the time, I would say it's time to charge up. You need more love. And so part of that is releasing a lot of the trapped emotions that you have that are making you over full, where you can't take on more. The cup is too full. You got to empty it. You got to put a hole in that cup. You got to start pouring out. And that's what I do with my clients. I help them release the emotions so that they can be a vessel for empathy, and learn how to do that water cycle, where it's like, okay, empty out, recharge, take in, love. Empty out, recharge, take in, love. Just like the water cycle. The water cycle illustrates perfectly the movement of energy in its various cycles. Emotions are a movement of energy. All right, y'all. That is it for me today. I appreciate